Do you go through my trash?
Please, I go through everyone's trash.
The Cadmus arc is a major storyline that spans several episodes of both the Justice League and the Justice League Unlimited animated series. If you haven't watched our previous videos, you can hit the card on the top right of the corner of the video or hit the playlist at the bottom by the description. At the beginning of the episode, we see Supergirl tracking a man running away frantically. She fights off soldiers and a huge robot, and then she catches up to the man and gives him a cruel smile, and her eyes glow red. It cuts to Smallville as Kara wakes up yelling, and she sees a hole in the ceiling that she just burnt off. We cut to the watchtower, and she's going over the sequences of what happened with Martian Manhunter as he's using his telepathic powers to see what she went through. Martian Manhunter then removes her from duty, and Green Arrow approaches her and tries to comfort her. And while talking about the dream, we are introduced to the Question, the conspiracy theorist and the detective, and one of my favorite characters, not only in the Justice League Unlimited series, but in comics. He has a theory on her dream by saying,
Got all the signs of repressed memory. People dream what their minds don't want to remember. Easier to convince themselves it's all bunk. You've been to Star Labs, treated for injuries there.
Yeah, a few years ago, when Superman was brainwashed and attacked the Earth.
referring to the Superman animated series, the two-parter episode Legacy. She was transferred to Star Labs and was treated by Professor Hamilton, a friend of Superman. Remember that. We go to his room in the Watchtower as they keep discussing her dream and how he plans to reveal every theory he has. There might be a connection to his massive worldwide conspiracy, such as the Bermuda Triangle and the disappearance of Flight 19, with a squadron of 5 US Navy bombers in 1945, or the crop circles suggesting that they were messages left by extraterrestrial beings. There's also subliminal messages that are hidden in music with the usage of boy bands. He even brings up the conspiracy theory of the chemtrails, suggesting that they're chemicals sprayed by aircrafts for nefarious purposes, or the moon landing was a hoax. Either way, he joins the group and tries to help Kara with her situation. So they head to Star Labs to talk to Hamilton, and he says,
You were on life support the whole time. I promise you weren't running around on violent missions. It's not a torture device. It's a surgical robot. That's a kryptonite-tipped lance. It was the only way to operate on you, Supergirl.
Standard Z8 combat trainer.
Like the ones we use. The League buys them in bulk.
So?
So who do we buy them from? Another fun fact. The man who commissioned the Z8 project, the same man who put you in the hospital.
who was forced into retirement. For those who don't know, General Hardcastle was a big anti-Superman advocate, and when the time came that Superman attacked Earth with Darkseid forces, Hardcastle joined forces with Lex Luthor to shoot a kryptonite missile made, of course, by Lex, but in doing so, he lost his title and was forced to early retirement. So they went to go visit Hardcastle, but a lot of what he said seemed to confirm Question's theory. For a long time, the military and big businesses have been experimenting with metahumans, and also that the governments have been keeping tabs on members of the Justice League. Hardcastle himself has been involved with these projects, but whatever's happening now started after he retired. Soon after they leave, a Supergirl clone enters his home, basically unalives him, waking up from her nap and seeing what has happened to Hardcastle. Supergirl tells Green Arrow in the Question that Hardcastle has passed. Martian Manhunter then tells the team to watch the news report about the disappearance of a man named Gilbert Hallstrom.
It's from a biotech company called Nuvogen.
And only one network had this story.
They split up. Green Arrow and Supergirl infiltrate Nuvogen headquarters while Question tracks down the reporter, Lasser, and he says that the girl he has been seeing gave him the story.
The girl. Tell me more.
She's just a girl. Blonde hair, blue eyes, real farmer's daughter type.
And a handshake like a vice.
Yeah, really strong. How'd
How
you...
long you been seeing her?
About a week.
She have bad dreams.
More like tossing and turning.
Can't sleep at night.
Meanwhile, Green Arrow and Supergirl find out that they have been experimenting with Kara's DNA and that they have cloned her. She sees footage of the training exercise and realizes that there might be a psychic link between them. They hear someone running behind them and they stumble upon a holographic chamber used for training purposes. They finally meet her and they realize she is older and possibly stronger than Supergirl, but they fight nonetheless. The clone hesitates for just a second and we cut to a dark room with someone watching the fight as they pick up a phone and trigger the facility's self-destruction sequence. Tia gets caught in the blast and Supergirl grabs Question and Green Arrow and she flies out with them. Later at the end of the episode, Supergirl calls Professor Hamilton and says that they've searched the wreckage but could not find her body. As Hamilton states,
No, we always destroy genetic material after surgery. It's standard procedure.
he gets up from his seat and he walks over to...
You rest. I'll have you fixed up in no time, Galatea.
I mean, if you were not at the edge of your seat, I don't know what you were doing because you were not paying attention. As a kid watching this kind of blew my mind because I was struggling to understand why the hell did Hamilton betray Superman and Supergirl. There were a lot of Easter eggs in this episode connecting to real life world events. I gotta ask you, which one was your favorite? So don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Till then, see you next time.
Fell in love again. What am I gonna tell my friends? It just happened. You walked in my door, and now I don't wanna be alone no more.